Hello everyone, welcome back to the course Power Plant Engineering. In this lecture, we will discuss on geothermal power plant. Let us start the discussion with the introduction of geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is a cost-effective form of energy that neither contribute to global warming or nor a threat to national security. It is the only form of renewable energy that is independent of sun, with the ultimate source from the center of the earth where the temperatures are approximately 6000 degrees Celsius. The heat can be used to generate steam and electricity. Heat from the geothermal springs can be used directly to heat greenhouses for plants, to dry out fish and desice roads, for improving oil recovery, and to heat fish farms and spas. Geothermal water has been used to heat homes and buildings for over a century. In Iceland, virtually all the buildings in the country are heated by not spring water and gets by hot spring water and gets 45% of its energy from the geothermal sources. Let's see the interior of the earth structure with different layers. So outermost is the crust. It is the outermost layer of the earth, the land that forms the continents and ocean floors come under the crust. It has 3 to 5 miles thick under the oceans and 5 to 35 miles thick on the continents. Second layer is mantle. It surrounds the core and it is about 1800 miles thick. It is made up of magma and rock. And the innermost is the core. Itself has two layers. The inner core made up of solid iron and outer core made up of very hot melted rock called a magma. Interior of earth structure, tectonic plate formation. Earth crust is broken into pieces called tectonic plates. Magma comes close to the earth's surface near the edges of these plates where volcanoes occur. The lava that erupts from volcanoes is partly a magma. Deep underground, the rock and water absorb the heat from this magma. Let's see the interior of the earth structure with respect to the temperature range. The temperature of the rocks and water goes hotter as it gets deeper. Radial temperature gradient increases proportionally to the depth at a rate of about 30 degrees Celsius per kilometer. At 3 to 4 kilometer depth, water bubbles up. At 10 to 15 kilometer depth, the Earth's interior is hot to 1000 degrees Celsius to 1200 degrees Celsius. The core of the Earth consists of liquid rock known as a magma, having a temperature of around 4000 degrees Celsius. Let us discuss on geothermal resources which are available. Geothermal are renewable energy resources or sources that utilizes the heat within the earth to create either a source of renewable heat or renewable electricity. Geothermal energy is generated in Earth's core mostly from the decay of naturally radioactive materials like uranium and potassium. The amount of heat within 10,000 meters of the surface contains 50,000 times more energy than all the oil and natural gas resources in the world. The areas with highest underground temperatures are in the region with active or geologically young volcanoes. These hotspots occurs at the plate boundaries or at the place where the crust is thin enough to let the heat through. The Pacific Rim, called the Ring of Fire, for all of its volcanoes, has many hotspots, including some in Alaska, California, and Oregon. These regions are also seismically active. The many earthquakes and movement of magma break up the rock covering, allowing water to circulate. As the water rises to its surface, natural hot springs and geysers occur, such as Old Faithful, as Yellowstone National Park. The water in this system can be more than 200 degrees Celsius. The current production of geothermal energy from various application places third among renewable, following hydroelectric and biomass, and ahead of solar and wind. Despite these impressive statistics, the current level of geothermal use plays in comparison to its potential. The key to wind geothermal use is greater public awareness and technical support, two areas in which the GeoHit Center is very active. Current commercial utilization of geothermal resources. First is hydrothermal reservoirs and other is earth energy. Advanced technologies yet to be developed are hot dry rock, geopressured brines and magma. Geothermal resources, current hydrothermal reservoirs. In this schematic, at the bottom there is a layer which is a magma layer. After that, hot rock is there on which the steam and the water reservoir is there at 200 degrees Celsius. It is having a depth of 4 to 5 kilometers from the surface of the earth. On the top of the earth surface, we can see the natural geysers as well as the power plant which utilizes the steam coming from the steam or water reservoir which is at 280 degrees Celsius at 5 kilometer depth. So this steam is being utilized to generate the electricity. Hydrothermal reservoirs are large pool of steam or hot water trapped in porous rock. The steam or hot water is pumped to the earth's surface where it is drive a turbine and electrical generator. Steam resources are rare. Instead, hot water is used in most geothermal power plants. Steam and hot water power plants uses different power production technologies and resources are classified accordingly. Low temperature less than 90 degrees Celsius, moderate temperature 90 to 150 degrees Celsius and higher temperature greater than 150 degrees Celsius. Generally, the highest temperature resources are used for electrical power generation. Approximately current US geothermal electric power generation is nearly around 2200 megawatts, the equivalent of 4 large nuclear plants. Low and moderate temperature resources can be classified into two categories, namely direct use and ground source heat pumps. Let's see geothermal resources, current hydrothermal reservoirs. Dry system. Steam is routed directly to the turbines, eliminating the need for the boilers used by the conventional natural gas and coal plants. B. High temperature hot water. Hot water with temperatures above 200 degrees Celsius are usually utilized using a flash technology where hot water is spread into a low pressure tank. The water vaporizes to steam which is routed to the turbine. And third is moderate temperature hot water. Hot water resources below 200 degrees Celsius are utilized using a binary cycle technology where the hot water vaporizes a secondary working fluid which then drives the turbine. Direct use involves using the water for direct heating buildings, industrial processes, greenhouses, aquaculture and resorts with resource temperature 38 degrees Celsius to 149 degrees Celsius. Current US installed capacity of direct use system totals 470 megawatts or enough to heat 40,000 average sized houses. The heat contained in shallow ground is used to directly heat or cool homes and commercial buildings through technologies such as geothermal heat pumps and district heating system. The US is somewhat privileged earth energy is found throughout the US. Let's see first geothermal heat pumps. Ground source heat pumps uses the earth or groundwater as the heat source in winter and a heat sink in summer, using resource temperature of 4 degrees Celsius to 38 degrees Celsius. The heat pumps, a device moves heat from one place to another, transfers heat from the soil to the house in winter and from the house to soil in summer. Current estimates the rate of installation is around 10,000 to 40,000 per year. Geothermal heat pumps uses the Earth's relatively constant ground temperature to provide low-cost heating and cooling. GSPs can cut heating cost by 50% and cooling cost by 25%. Winter In winter, it transfers heat from the ground into homes and buildings, while in summer, cool homes and buildings by transferring indoor heat into the ground. Second is district heating system. Communities uses district heating system for homes or public buildings by circulating hot water through pipes. Overall direct use applications use geothermal energy to supply the energy equivalent of nearly 1 billion barrels of oil. Let's see the advanced technologies, which is a hot dry rock. It consists of dry impermeable rock in which water must be pumped into the rock at high pressure to widen existing fissures and create an underground reservoir of steam and hot water. Geothermal heat occurs everywhere under the surface of the earth, but the conditions that make water circulate to surface are found only less than 10% of the land area of the earth. Capturing the heat in the hot dry rock involves breaking up the rocks by pumping high pressure water through them. Water is then pumped from the surface down through the broken hot rocks. The water, when heated up, is brought back to the surface through a second well to drive turbines or use for heating. Studies have shown that well drilled 3,500 meters into the rock at 220 degrees Celsius, water pumped down the well at 30 degrees Celsius, returned to the surface at 180 degrees Celsius, equivalent to plant producing 5 megawatts of power. Barriers to be overcome including the wells must be quite deep, deeper than the conventional geothermal plants. Also, the flow of heat through dry rock is slow, hence the heat removed through the well will be slow to be renewed. The drawbacks of this advanced technology is water may be hard to come by in dry areas of the West, the most promising site. Next is geopressured drains. Hot pressurized water containing dissolved methane. Both heat and methane can be used for the power generation. And next is the magma. Is a molten or partially molten rock found below the earth crust with temperature reaching up to 1200 degrees Celsius. While some magma bodies exist at accessible depth, but a practical way to extract magma energy has yet to be developed. Let's see the geothermal resources, tectonic plate locations. Hotspots at the plate boundaries and places where the crust is thin enough to let the heat through. The Pacific Rim is called the Ring of Fire. For all of its volcanoes has many hotspots including Alaska, California and Oregon. Let's see the applications of geothermal energy and its environmental impact. Worldwide, direct use of geothermal water avoids the combustion of fossil fuels equivalent to burning of 830 million gallons of oil or 4.4 million tons of coal per year. Worldwide electrical production from the geothermal reservoirs avoids the combustion of 5.4 billion gallons of oil or 28.3 million tons of coal. Direct use facilities of geothermal energy have minimal impacts onto the environment. Geothermal power plants are relatively easy on the environment and have been successfully operated in the middle of crops, in sensitive desert environment and in the forested recreation areas. Direct use of geothermal water for the hot spring or bathing, agricultural, aquaculture, industry, heating or district heating. Indirect use of geothermal steam or water is electrical power generation. This is the first geothermal plant in United States, was built in 1962. The Geyser Dry Steam Field, California. It is still the largest production geothermal field in the world. The most common current way of capturing the energy from the geothermal sources is to tap into naturally occurring hydrothermal convection systems. When heated water is forced to the surface, it is relatively simple matter to capture that steam and use it to drive electrical generators. Geothermal power plants drill their own holes into the rock to more effectively capture the steam. There are three designs for geothermal power plants, all of which pull hot water and steam from the ground, use it and then return it as warm water to prolong the life of the heat source. In the simplest design, the steam goes directly through the turbine, then into a condenser where low temperature steam is condensed into the water. In a second approach, the steam and hot water are separated as they come out of well. The steam is used to drive the turbine while the water is sent directly back to the underground. In the third approach, called a binary system, the hot water and steam mixture is passed through a heat exchanger where it is heats a second liquid in a closed loop. The isobutane boils at low temperature than water, so as steam is used to drive the turbine. The three systems are shown in the graphics. The choice of which design to use is determined by the resources. If the water comes out of well as a steam, it can be used directly as in the first design. If it is hot water, it must go through the heat exchange since there are no more hot water resources than the pure steam. There is more growth potential in the heat exchanger design. So these are the details of geothermal power plants, which is one of the non-conventional type of power plant.
Let's see the advantages of geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is cheaper. It is versatile in its use. It is the least polluting as compared to the other conventional energy sources. Geothermal power plants have the highest annual load factors of 85% to 90% compared to 45% or 50% for fossil fuel plants. It delivers greater amount of net energy from its system as compared to other alternative or conventional systems. Geothermal energy from the Earth's interior is almost as inexhaustible as solar or wind energy, so long as its sources are actively sought and economically tapped. Moving towards the disadvantages of geothermal energy, it has low overall power production efficiency. It is about to 15% as compared to 35 to 40% of fossil fuel plants. Due to drilling operation, it becomes a noisy. Large areas are needed for exploitation of geothermal energy. The withdrawal of large amount of steam or water from hydrothermal reservoir may result in surface subsidence or settlement. Let's see the geothermal energy usage. Leftmost is the minimum temperature and rightmost is the maximum temperature. Ranging from 4 degrees Celsius to around 121 degrees Celsius, lot many applications are there of the geothermal energy, which includes geothermal heat pumps, mushroom culture, fruit and vegetable drying, fabric dyeing, pulp and paper processing, lumber drying, onion and garlic drying. Lot of food processing is been done with the help of the steam which is available from the geothermal energy. After 150 degree to 700 degree Fahrenheit or 371 degrees Celsius, it can be used for hydrogen production. As well, flash and dry steam geothermal power plants and mineral recovery. So geothermal energy is versatile in its use. Thank you.